Commander Zekthara observed the blue-green planet through the viewport of his flagship, the Dominion's Edge. The initial reconnaissance had been promising, a primitive species that had barely achieved interplanetary flight, scattered across continents and fragmented nations, constantly warring among themselves. The humans seemed perfect for subjugation. "Their military technology is crude," reported Lieutenant Vashel, her mandibles clicking with amusement. "Kinetic projectiles, chemical explosives, nuclear weapons they're too afraid to use extensively. Their largest vessels can't even breach their own atmosphere without massive fuel consumption." Zekthara's 3 eyes narrowed with satisfaction. The hegemony had conquered 47 worlds using standard doctrine, swift orbital bombardment of military installations, followed by ground occupation of major population centers. Resistance typically crumbled within rotations once the indigenous species realized the futility of fighting superior technology. "Begin Phase 1, Zekthara commanded. "Target their military bases and government centers. Keep civilian casualties minimal. We need workers for the mining operations." The first strikes were devastating. Orbital plasma cannons obliterated military installations across 6 continents. Government buildings vaporized in seconds. The humans' primitive aircraft were swatted from the skies like insects. Within hours, formal military resistance had effectively ceased. But then something unexpected happened. "Commander," Vashel's voice carried an edge of confusion. "The humans aren't surrendering. They're regrouping." Zekthara studied the tactical displays. Instead of the anticipated capitulation, human populations were mobilizing in ways the hegemony had never encountered. Factories that once produced consumer goods were rapidly converting to weapons manufacturing. Children were being evacuated while adults formed militias. Scientists were sharing military research freely across their formerly divided nations. "Sir, they're turning everything into weapons," reported the tactical officer. "Agricultural chemicals becoming explosives, delivery trucks becoming mobile missile platforms, civilian communication networks coordinating resistance cells." The first hegemony landing parties encountered fierce resistance. Humans fought with captured alien weapons, improvised explosives, and a ferocity that bordered on madness. They used their own infrastructure as weapons, collapsing bridges under advancing alien forces, flooding tunnels, turning their cities into deadly mazes. But what truly unsettled Zekthara was their adaptation speed. Within days, human engineers were reverse engineering hegemony technology. Crashed alien fighters became blueprints for hybrid weapons systems. Captured energy cells powered human-built railguns. "They're not just fighting our military," Vashel observed during a tactical briefing. "Every human civilian has become a combatant. Their elderly are building bombs. Their children are running intelligence networks. Their artists are creating propaganda that strengthens resistance morale." The breaking point came when human hackers infiltrated a hegemony supply ship's navigation system, causing it to crash into a military depot on the moon. The explosion took out 3 more vessels and a battalion of troops. "How is this possible?" Zekthara demanded. "They've had space technology for less than a century." His intelligence chief, a seasoned veteran of dozens of conquests, consulted his data pad grimly. "Sir, I've been studying their historical records. This species doesn't just wage war. They transform their entire civilization into a weapon when threatened. They call it total war. During their own planetary conflicts, they've demonstrated the ability to mobilize every resource, every individual, every innovation toward complete victory or complete destruction." Zekthara felt something he'd never experienced in decades of conquest: doubt. The humans weren't just resisting, they were evolving. Each day brought new weapons, new tactics, new horrors born from desperate ingenuity. "They turned civilian airliners into kinetic bombardment weapons," the intelligence chief continued. They're using social media networks to coordinate simultaneous attacks across multiple continents. They've weaponized their space debris to create orbital minefields. When human resistance fighters successfully infiltrated and destroyed the Dominion's Edge's sister ship using nothing but converted mining equipment and suicidal determination, Sekthara made a decision that would have been unthinkable at the mission's start. "Recall all forces," he ordered. "Mark this system as forbidden territory." As the hegemony fleet retreated, Sekthara stared at the receding Earth. They had underestimated not the humans' technology, but their nature. This wasn't a species that simply fought wars. It was a species forged by them, one that could transform anything, anyone, into an instrument of total victory. The galaxy would remember this lesson.